Hi everyone. So I thought I would really quickly introduce myself. My name's Christina, obviously, and I want to tell you a little bit about my story. I had seen the 3D fiber lashes on YouTube a couple of times, and I went to the website and I kept looking at it and I'm like, wait, not only can I buy it, but I can sell it. How awesome is that? Well, I kept talking to my mom about it. I was like, Mom, I really think I could sell makeup. And she's like, I don't know. Really? I don't know. Can you? And I was like, yeah, I think I can. And so we kept talking about it. And this went on from I think I even asked for her to buy me the presenter kit for my birthday, which is in August. So she's kind of like, I don't know, and I'm like, okay. So a few months went by, and in November, I set up at a craft show. I actually used to write on rice. And they set me next to Christy. And I called my mom as soon as I figured out who was sitting next to me. I called my mom and I was like, Mom, you're not going to believe this. And she's like, what? And I'm like, remember that makeup I said I could sell? And she's like, well, yeah. Well, in our hometown, I don't remember ever seeing anybody set up selling it. So I never got to see it in person. And so I called her and I'm like, yeah, that makeup. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, the lady that sells it is sitting right next to me. I said, it's a sign. It's a plan. It's God's plan. It's God's will. And I'm supposed to be selling this makeup. And she's like, really? I'm like, really, Mom? She's like, okay, well, we'll talk about it when you get home. Because at that point, I really didn't have the $99 to spend. And so I felt like a 15-year-old kid, but that's okay. So we were there all weekend, and I got home Sunday night, and we had to stop by my mom's to pick up one of our kids, and I walked in, and she handed me her debit card, and she's like, all right, here, and I'm like, all right, what do you want me to do with it? And she's like, I want you to go home and sign up to sell that makeup, and I'm like, really? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So I go home, and I get online and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it and I'm looking at it and I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, I can do this. So finally I hit confirm or whatever it is you guys hit. And then I kind of explored the website and checked everything out. And the next morning Christy called me, or she didn't call me, she sent me a message and she's like, hey, I got an awesome surprise this morning. I'm like, yeah, I know. And sorry guys, my hand's getting a little tired. She's like, you're on my team. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, I'm still a little nervous. And she's like, it's going to be okay. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't even think to this point that anybody really knows what my why is. And Christy doesn't really even know, I don't think. But when she asked me what my why was, I really couldn't give her an answer because my why is not the same as everybody else's why. It wasn't just that I needed the money. It wasn't just that I wanted to play with the makeup. It was because I can't work a typical job. I am pretty much, I'm not homebound. I'm well able to go, but I have severe anxiety issues. So to work a full 8-hour day anywhere would be overwhelming to me. It would be like somebody who has a fear of heights standing on top of a cliff and not being attached to anything. That's the only way I know how to explain it. That's how I felt every morning trying to get up and go to work. And I haven't worked in years because of it. And I do also have some physical issues. So it was just better off for me to stay home. But as a 33-year-old woman, and you feel like you don't have a sense of purpose anymore when you're just kind of hanging out. And I don't have any kids of my own, and our kids are grown, and I needed something. And that's my why. Not that I am not successful, because I am way more successful than I thought I would be, but my why is definitely because I needed to be uplifted and empowered, and now I am confident, and I have a family of sisters that an only child should have had all along, right? these girls are kind of cool. Like, I get to send them messages and be like, hey, what do I do now? And they're always there to help me out. So that's my reason for joining. That's my why, and I can't wait to hear your all's whys. Are you going to let us know? And hopefully we get to see you all joining our team soon. So thanks, girls.